You know, ladies, you want to know what else I've learned? As much as I don't want to get old, can I just get past the ew crampy parts of life, right? Like where I don't have to like worry about waking up all and having to pretend like the whole world's great when all I want to do is rip my guts out, crawl in bed, and you know, lay on my heating pad like a big baby and eat chocolate all day. All right, so I honestly didn't even get on Instagram, and I didn't even ask these guys to remind me for what they want to talk about because they've both been on the show. Lux has her own show that I absolutely love, and she'll tell you guys about that in a minute. Oh, man, I would way rather. All right, so King, you're ready to go first? We're good with that? And then we'll go. So look, because I know that. What is wrong with people? Why did they think that stuff is okay? First of all, back in the day, he was still in diapers. So I'm just going to throw that out there. It's like my kid's age. You know what I'm saying? But anyways. All right, so we're going to get King Goober in the box. And there's something else, y'all. If you get trolled or you get people like that, just remember that, like, just say a little prayer for them. And remember to be thankful that our lives are far better than that, because we don't need to go around and say horrible things to people to make ourselves feel better. We can be kind to people, bring people up, and that makes all of us feel better. Just remember and be thankful that our lives are better, right? You don't have to rip them a new one. You don't have to whatever. But since this is lessons learned, the one thing I've learned, I say a little prayer for you and I put you on your way, because kind of like as someone I know said to me once, opinions are like buttholes. Everyone has them and they generally stink. And the only thing my butthole says is farts. So, and I don't want none of that. I don't want to hear none of it. I don't care. Right? All right, King. So we'll do the self-care, self-love segment at the end if we have time, because I know Goober and I and Lux and I can both talk forever. So we've got 50 minutes, 25 for each. So 10:35, Goober, I'm kicking you out and she's getting in. And it's going to be hard because I don't like kicking either of you out of my box ever. All right, here we go. 3, 2, here comes King Goober. Hey, wait, come back! Come back! I was like, don't run away!
I wanted to rise up like a little gopher this morning, just like, good morning. No.
You guys, happy, positive vibes. I told you guys. Him and Lux both. You'll see. You're gonna You'll see Lux will come in with, like, she'll have some type of a prop though. Lux is she's the one that you don't want to go against in competitions, and you want to be after her because she will always find a way to up it. She's crafty and smart and on the dime. Like, she's just, watch, you'll see, King.
What are you talking? First of all, I know Lux is amazing, but did you just pretty much say she has more energy than I do? That's wow.
No, she's
Wow.
got more creativity as far as being able to, like, outdo you with props in a second, right? Like,
oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah, like she's like, when she gets into the auctions or the verses, and you got to dress up and doll up and do crazy cool stuff. She's the one I don't want to be against, because, like, unless she's the very first and there's like 100 in between us, and then I can be last and it gives me a couple hours to try to outdo her.
She's like the Batman when it comes to props. Like, the more prep time you give her, the more she's gonna win. Like, she's like modern. She's so good with props. She makes Carrot Top look like a noob. You know, well, you know, rest in peace. Sorry.
Right, we're gonna talk about.
She's amazing.
This is our time. This is our time, Goober. All right, Goober. You know, like I said, guys, I don't even have any idea what we're gonna talk about, but I know that these two guys know. And so yeah, let's talk about it. What are we gonna talk about?
You want to be honest? I literally had to look at the message between myself and Jay to remind myself because I forgot. I almost hit up Jay this morning like, Jay, what did I tell you what I was gonna talk about? I was like, luckily it's still there. I'm like, oh, okay. So what I'm talking about, coffee break.
Oh, I forgot my.
I'm sorry, y'all. It is 7:12 in the morning. Okay, Lily, I love you. I love this show, but whoo, I'm tired. Okay, thank God for coffee.
It's
All right.
10:12 and I'm tired, so I appreciate you so much.
So what I'm talking about today, yes, I was totally procrastinating because I will neither confirm or deny if I had just forgotten again what I was talking about. I had to remind myself. All right, so I am talking about taking account. Talking about taking account. All right, hold on. I got focus, Goober. All right, talking about taking accountability and oh my God.
Ew, accountability.
And something else.
You mean I gotta be responsible for my own actions? You mean that I am responsible for myself? And you, Goober.
No, see, what had happened was, wow, and my second device is dead. I can't even look at it. Man. All right, I forgot the second part. Babe, you want to help me out?
Get my other phone really quick, and I can look it up.
No, babe is gonna do it.
Right,
as y'all
start talking about your accountability, and I can be.
So yes, taking accountability and something. I want to maybe it's responsibility. I don't know, but both inside and out the app, recognizing. Thank you. Oh, I'm nothing without my queen. All right. So taking accountability and recognizing one's own growth, one's own mistakes, one's own faults, and just stuff like that, and both inside and outside of the app. I feel like every time I come on this show, I'm giving you an update of what I've learned, like in the past, like since I've been on that show, and that's what. Let's go. This is my this is my streaming.
Look, the only thing we're guaranteed in life is constant change and learning. We have the ability to learn something new every day, and things are always going to change, whether it's for the better or for worse, or consistency. It's up to you, right? Well, I don't have that, but I have my Disney.
Oh. Okay, see, the only thing I got with me right now is my water mug, Nightmare Before Christmas, and then I forgot to put this back, but it's my Naruto mug.
It was the first time that you took accountability. Do you remember? Like, do you remember what your first lesson in that was, where you were like, you know what, I just got to own up to this because, and then you realized, wow, that's not so bad. It kind of sucked, right? Because people don't like to admit if they mess up. But do you remember the first time that you actually like stood ground, took it, like a champ?
No. I did it, but you're asking me if I remember. This a question, anything concerning about retaining something, especially when it comes to directed at me. 9 times out of 10, no, Goober doesn't retain anything. It's what his girlfriend's for. I'm kidding. That was a joke. She's gonna beat me up for that one later. No. I see. All jokes aside, I really don't remember the first time I've taken accountability. The reason despite the obvious reason, is that I partake too much, in case anyone didn't get that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right, so I do know that, like, so ever since I did first take accountability, I always do it. And I don't necessarily remember the first time I took accountability. It might have been around the time that I realized, like, I'm done with the lying. I used to be a constant liar. I used to be really good at it. But as I grew older, I got more lazy, and I'm not trying to be funny. This is the truth. You know how much work you have to put in to lie and to be quote unquote fake. You know, it's a lot of work. You got to think of a backup, of a backup, of a backup in case all the lies don't fall in.
You gotta
I'm too
keep track
lazy.
of all the lies so that you
I
don't
can't do it.
stop. You gotta like I used to do I would call them white lies, where you don't tell the whole truth, but part of the truth, but you leave out like, some
That's
details.
omitting.
I did that a lot as a kid, but there was one point in time where if I didn't tell the whole truth, I was gonna end up in more trouble. So I kind of had to just be up front, like, no, fine, I wasn't there. I went here instead. Okay, I'm sorry. I should have told you. Blah blah blah. Of course, I got in trouble, whatever. But that was my first time.
Yeah. I'm envious because I really don't remember my first time.
Like our first time was when we were a toddler, and we were like, and they're like, "Did you eat the cookie?" We're like, you know what I mean? But I just as a teen, I can remember the first time. Like I said, that was the first time that I can look back and actually like remember me wanting to keep up with that lie, but then realizing that lying about that wasn't helping. So then I kind of within that situation realized that it's just easier to tell the truth.
Yeah.
Really.
Exactly.
And like I tell my kids, if I catch you in a lie, your punishment is going to be twice as bad. If you're like, Mom, I effed up, this is what I did, I'm gonna say just walk away and we'll figure it out in a minute if it's that bad. Because I don't want to, like if it's that bad, tell me, walk away, give me a minute. Let me process this before we have this discussion. Because I'm quick to get angry, right? So when someone takes the accountability, I think I've already prepped myself for them not to take the credit, especially with teenagers, that I'm already ready to yell as soon as you're like, Mom, I got to talk. I'm like, what did you, I'm like, God dang it, not again. So now that my daughter's her teenage years, she's not taking accountability. So like when she does sometimes for the little things, I'm I have to turn around and walk away because I was already ready to yell. Like I already got mom voice here. And if I say anything, it's going to come out in mom voice. And that's not what she needs in that moment. Right. So that's
Plus,
kind of
mom
me
voice is
taking
very scary.
responsibility for my actions. Right. That's a good thing as a parent, as an adult.
Yeah, exactly. And as my case, an uncle, because I'm helping my sister take care of her kids, and yeah, one's 4, one's 8. Um,
Oh, they're still nice. Give it to
they're nice.
Just wait 4 years till that oldest is 12. Especially once the girl's 12. Because when that little girl's 12, you haven't seen mean. My daughter is 13 and she might quite frankly be the meanest human being I have interactions with.
Okay, don't hate me for this, but I cannot wait for. Okay, so my nephew is 8, my niece is 4. I cannot wait for my niece to be in her teenage years, and I'm gonna tell you why before you jump on my throat. Okay, all right. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why.
10 years to tell me I'm so sorry I ever said that on your show, Lily.
No. Because remember, I'm not the parent. I'm the uncle. Okay.
It don't matter if you're
right.
helping raise them. Okay. If you're that close with them, you're just as bad as mom.
I'm paying for it now. I'm paying for it now. Okay. Yeah, when she's in her teenage years, I'm in heaven because her and I are gonna be double teaming and just making my sister's life. Sorry, I love my sister, but I'm the younger sibling, so I have to still be annoying. Like even though no matter how old I get, we're 9 years apart. I'm always gonna be the younger brother, so I still have a role to play. So when she gets in her teenage years, oh, it's gonna be fun. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Yes, I am. Like not too much. But yeah, no. I feel like we segue so much.
All right, so guys, look, this is King Goober. I'm Sillylilly, and you are watching Lessons Learned. Oh no. I'm gonna let King Goober keep talking about his accountability, and I will be right back.
Oh, well, okay. That moment when she lets you do what you do. All right. She wants me to talk. I'm gonna do my best, y'all. I'm gonna keep talking. That's what I do. That's what I do. Live simply, and talking free. Wait, no, silence free. Okay. So, I just realized I never took a sip of my coffee. I'll get to that in a second. So yeah, taking accountability and accepting one's own faults and all that stuff. So yeah, when like I said, I don't remember my first time taking accountability, but I've ever since I did, it's just easier. If I get called out and it's true, then there's just accept it. Like there's no point in denying it and trying to avoid it. Like why? Just yeah, okay, yeah, I'm wrong. It's part of growing up, and ironically I've learned pretty like just been reminded very recently, especially on streaming, like how valuable it is to take accountability and just recognize one's own faults and just if you mess up, you mess up. Um, I've met a plethora of people, and I've gone through different things. It's funny. I've been on the app for what since August of last year, so it was that like 8 9 months or so. I'm not really good at keeping track. Um, but yeah, I love that word, Lux. Fun little fact. I for the longest I said plethora wrong. I would say plethora, and then I heard someone say it. I'm like, oh wow, that's how you say it. Okay. All right. But yeah. So I've learned a lot. And like okay, for example, uh sorry if you need to catch up. I do like I said, I just talk. I'm not sure what I just talked about just now. I'm on autopilot.
Sorry.
But no. I was saying that I've learned a lot since joining. Actually, it's funny. I've just in the recent time, in the last few months or however long since it's been that I've been on your show. But I've been on the app in a total of since August 15th. I don't know if that's like 8 9 10 months or so, but it, the longer I'm on the app, the more I'm learning. I mean, not just on the app, but I'm in real life too. But more recently, yeah, the app. Like I have, for those of you who don't know, my Queen Vampy, my girlfriend and I, we have our own family. For now, it's called KGK King Guru Kingdom, but we're gonna change that to incorporate Vampy's name. But we have a family on the app, and we've gone through a lot some stuff. I'm not gonna go into it because it's nobody's business or anything like that. And plus, respect to your show. But the point is that I'm trying to make it, or attempting to make, is that I've learned how valuable it is to take accountability and to accept that when just things are how they are. You may not necessarily agree with how things are, but just acknowledging and just like recognizing like all right, it is how it is. Take look at what you can take out of it to learn from it and just accept it. And a lot of people struggle with that. A lot of people struggle with taking accountability and accepting like if you mess up, you mess up. We're human. Like I feel like people are so consumed with trying to get things done or trying to be perfect or just maybe just not messing up that they fail to realize that's how we learn. Like it's okay to mess up. We're human. I mean, at least until proven otherwise. I mean, as far as I know, Skynet hasn't taken over yet, and we're not AI's machine.
Make mistakes. But also remember that if you make the mistake, I would say more than twice, because sometimes it takes 2 times to learn. There's been a lot of lessons that I've had to learn twice, right? So, but if you do it more than twice, at that point, it's no longer a mistake, it's a choice, right? So, that's what I tell my kids, right? Like, this is the first time you're telling me you made a mistake, okay. If it's the second time we're talking about the same mistake, I might have a little more of a serious conversation, maybe later. Same thing 3 times. At that point, it's a choice, right? So it's okay to make mistakes. And believe it or not, most adults are really way more understanding than you give them credit to be.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you lie to me, and here's something that you guys who have known me for a while have learned. If you lie to me, when I find out, just like that, I'm done.
And that's the thing, right, Lily? And I feel like a lot of people forget. It's like there's no point in lying because the truth is eventually going to come out. Yeah, there, and it may take a very long time, and I will acknowledge that, right? But it doesn't matter because it always comes out. Like, and I can be very patient, so yeah, like so you might as well just tell the truth and accept it, take accountability, and just not in like telling the truth, just take accountability in everything, because accept the fact that we're human, we make mistakes, it's okay. I do agree with like the third time, second time, because sometimes people, like it takes 2 weeks to form a habit, it takes just as long, if not longer, to get rid of a habit. So if it's a bad habit where you make a lot of mistakes, it may take a little bit. And this is just stuff that we're conscious on. Mind you, there are things, and I struggle on it, that people struggle subconsciously. So you're so used to do it, where you're like, let's say sometimes you since we were on the subject of lying, sometimes people lie so much that they don't even recognize it, and that's just a subconscious, just autopilot response. Oh no, fight or flight response. Like it just switches on, and they don't realize it. And so subconscious acknowledgement is yeah. I mean, that one you need help. If subconsciously, someone has to call you out on it. I am the byproduct. People, I subconsciously do stuff like that, and I take accountability. And I'm like, you know what? I need help. Like for example, my girlfriend, I'll tell her, like, if there are some things that I'm doing that subconsciously, like, I'm messing up, and I don't realize it, call me out, because how can I fix something if I'm not aware that needs to be fixing, if that makes sense. So I also try to do my best to take acknowledgement when it comes to that as well. And yeah, like, it just, we're growing, we're human, like, we're gonna mess up, like, it's okay, you know. I that's how I mean, it's the best way to learn. I mean, for me at least. I've tried to learn many different ways, but apparently because I'm so stubborn, the best way I can learn is when I mess up. Go figure. Gotta love the irony in some things. But and ironically, I love this mug. I normally love like the little designs, but it's a reminder every time I look at myself, because yes, I do look at myself every now and then. You got to have a couple conceited moments every now and then. All right, like I always say, a conceited moment a day keeps the doctor away. So live simply is just like, I saw. I forgot. It's funny. I forgot who got this for me. It was a gift. I don't remember who gave it to me. So a shout out to whoever that is. You're amazing. As soon as I remember who you are, that gave it to me. But live simply is just, yeah, because it's funny, ironically, I learned this from a movie, but you got to enjoy the little things in life. So yeah, I they're so cute.
They're my string of dolphins.
See, this is what happens when you have King Goober and Sillylilly on the same screen. Okay, we both ADHD like crazy. I'm talking and she just brings us up like this. I'm like, oh, and then now we're talking about that. Like we're both like Francis from Malcolm in the Middle. Okay, we got the attention span of a running leaf. Okay, we're like, ooh. Okay, we're worse than Homer Simpson. Okay, we're just like, like, oh my god. Oh my god, because I feel like it's kind of like me in the sense, like, we're talking, but if someone puts like a picture, or like, is there like delicious food is right there, we'll literally stop what we're doing. We'll go, oh my god.
I put a carpet down on this.
Oh, don't remind her. No, I'm just kidding. Luck, you need more time. I can keep talking.
All right, we know you got 4 more minutes. We got 4 more minutes with King Goober. I just kicked over the last little bit of my coffee and trying to get a little bit of it up so it doesn't stain this that. Well, that's why I put these big carpets on top. I hate carpets. I think that whoever has carpets is the stupidest. It's carpets are not cool. Okay.
Hey, I have carpet. I don't have hardwood floor.
Because if this was hardwood, I'd just wipe it up and it'd be all gone. But now I gotta bring out the carpet cleaner and the soaps and the scrubbies and the.
It's pros and cons.
Or really, you cannot kick over your stupid coffee.
I mean, who puts it on the floor? So, no, I'm just kidding.
No, I put it on the step again. I just didn't put it back far enough this time.
Cheers.
I'm fired. I'm fired from adulting.
Oh my God! You remind me. I have a Deadpool shirt that says, "I don't feel like what was it? I don't feel like being an adult today."
I don't ever want to be an adult anymore. All right, guys.
You know what's funny? When we're younger, we would always talk about, I can't wait till I'm older and whatnot. And now that we're older, we're like, oh my God, I can't wait to die. I'm just kidding. But
I want to not have, like, I don't know. I think when we're younger, we don't realize how hard life is about to get.
Yeah, I blame the school systems because they didn't prepare us that we were gonna have to pay bills and do adulting stuff and whatnot. No, we had to learn freaking unnecessary stuff like fill in the blank. I don't know. My mind is blanking right now. I really try to make
like dates of all the wars and stuff. Like I don't remember any of that stuff. Whatever. School, some of the stuff we learn isn't. It is what it is. Yeah. But anyway, so since we only have 2 minutes, King Goober, if you guys are just tuning in, this is Lessons Learned. I am Sillylilly, and this is King Goober. We're trying to kind of talk about accountability, taking responsibility, amongst many other things, because neither one of us can stay on track when we talk. But mostly accountability and responsibility. And is there anything you wanted to add to that?
Oh, to what we were talking about?
Responsibility.
I mean, I guess just I mean, we pretty much covered the basis of it. Just well, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, it's just it's simple as that. Just take the accountability. You know, we're human at the end of the day. I know I'm still gonna continue to learn and grow. And yeah, that's yeah. I think that's it.
Stream, and do you have any other events coming up?
Ooh, yes, I do.
Quick, you got like 20 seconds.
All right, I got to do the short version then. All right, so I do stream. I am trying to stream more often. I took a recreational break, so I'm trying to get back on it again. That's why you haven't seen me stream or stream surfing. I was only doing my shows and my adminning stuff, but now I'm back. Everything that you need to know is on my bio. Everything on my shows that I do. I have 3 shows. One of them I'm taking a break, a Game Fest, just because I have 3 shows, and the last 2 that I brought out, I started doing. We're kind of back to back that I started, and I'm just, I'm learning. I'm a new streamer, and I'm realizing 3 shows is a lot. So I'm trying to. I will be bringing back Game Fest, but I'm trying to figure out when we do that because I'm trying to focus on a couple things at a time. So I have 3 shows. I admin for amazing, beautiful people. Some of them are in the comments, but just to save time, just check out my bio. My link to IG is in my bio at the end. Everything you need to know. And I think my time is up, so I'm gonna.
I appreciate you. Have the best one. Thank you.
You too. Thank you so much for having me. All right, and now bring on Lux. Let's go. Swap me out.
If you're just tuning in, you just missed King Goober talking about accountability and responsibility. And we are now going to let Lux in the box, and we're going to talk about her life lesson.
Good morning.
Every time.
I didn't want to disappoint. I'm like, ooh, what should I put on? Like,
Lex, how are you today? I know it's early for you.
Good,
too.
Thank you.
It's still early.
It is. You know what? It's perfect though. Yeah, because I get the kids out to the bus and then come right here and then turn on your show. So it's perfect time.
Okay, good. Yeah. Well, I guess let's dive in. What are we going to be talking about today?
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, what should I talk about today? And I've been on your show before, which is a lovely show. Thank you for having me back. And I saw this video. Yay. So I watched a video the other day, and it was like, when, like, the girl's crying, and she's like, when do we get to a point in our life where we just don't care anymore? And the lady who stitched the video was like, when you're 40. And so I just wanted to speak on that because I am 42. I'll be 43 this year, and I can vouch
Your
that you
birthday. Hold on, wait,
definitely
when's your birthday?
August 24th.
When's your birthday? Damn it, I'm older than you by like less than 3 weeks, but less than a month. July
Oh,
21st.
really?
I'll be 43.
And you're 43?
Sorry, go
Woo!
ahead.
40 is so great. Oh my gosh. Like, when you're younger, you're like, oh man, that's old. And like, but you spend so much time caring, like, about what other people think and about like other people, and and you just, it's so freeing to get to a point where you're like, if you're not bringing these things to my life, if you're not bringing energy to my life, if you're not bringing positivity to your life, if you don't have something to offer me, I don't need you in my life, right? I don't have to take time trying to befriend you or make you happy or make you happy. And I think just coming to that realization is a huge lesson that I have learned, as of late, like just recently. So I want to give hope to all those people. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of have like the same thing Like I hit 40, and like so I work with younger girls, right? Just as an example, and I'll wear my skirt and my socks, and I have ketchup socks and steak sauce and yoo-hoo socks and Mickey Mouse socks, and I have all the fun socks. The kids love my socks, adults love my socks. So I'll wear my skirt with the socks, and dude, they poke fun at it all the time, and they laugh at me all the time, and I'm like, I don't give a crap. First of all, I make really good money in this goofy outfit, so I'm gonna keep wearing my knee-length skirt and my goofy socks for the kids. My hair is purple. I never in my life would have done my hair purple in my 20s because people would judge me. And then I'm like, you know what? If I like it, I'm going to do it. Like, at this point, I no longer can care if you like what I like. Because honestly, Lux, I don't think I liked most of who I thought I liked in the first place.
Yeah. Like, my circle has grown smaller as well. Like, I've kind of like taken those people out of my life that I don't need, and I think here on the app is great for that too, because we have a lot of people maybe coming at us with that kind of negativity. Like the trolls you were saying, like, why are people doing that? And I think as we progress, then we just like could care less about those people, and it's like, okay, if that's what brings you joy, then go for it. I think of it as like Monsters Inc., where they get the screams for the fuel, and once they discover that laughter gives so much more, then and then you get laughter is so much better, right? And I think that's where I am. Just the positivity is my energy. Keep your screams, y'all.
Yeah, it really is kind of freeing when you realize that it's okay to people not like you. It's okay that people who don't like what you do. Because quite honestly, I don't like a lot of things other people do, but it's none of my business. If it doesn't harm me, it doesn't affect me, it doesn't harm anyone, it's none of my business. If you want to walk around with neon green shoes and polka dot pants and a floofy top with a big old bow and spiky neon colored rainbowed hair, then just, it doesn't do me any harm. I might look at you because I'm going, and I'm trying to process it, right? Like I had one person that come in and I ran across them, and I was looking because it was unique, not because I was judging in a negative way, but I'm sorry, like if you're going to come out here and be vibrant in these beautiful colors, people are going to look at you. Okay.
Right.
Some may do it judgingly. Some may do it because they're going, aw, like that's, I personally think it's brave. Like go for it, do it, rock it, because you obviously have more balls than most of us, because we won't wear it because I like to be kind of hidden, right? I like to be the flower on the wallflower. That's what it is. But if you're going to put yourself out there, y'all can't get mad who we are. Remember that too. Like be yourself. And if people are staring at you, like I had customers yesterday, it was a young table. They were making fun of my socks, right? And like I just winked at them and went, you'll get old and won't care one day. And they all turned every shape.
See? Yeah.
They didn't know that I could hear them, right? And I was like, look, I have fun. I'm like, y'all are giggling and laughing over it, right? I'm like, whether y'all meant for me to hear that or not, either way, it allowed for you guys to giggle. And it didn't hurt my
Right.
feelings any, because I know that crazy people are, you know, out there and gonna say goofy things, do goofy, but
Yep. Right. Right. They're the trolls in real life, you know, like the
uh, so yeah, I'm all distracted now.
Sorry, I got you. I got you. And
I,
also in terms of like what like you know, my dad used to call it my Disneyland mentality because I always thought everything would work out and be okay. And for some reason, he needed to instill some worry in me. You know, I wasn't gonna like walk off a cliff, you know, but still, it was like, and it things are gonna be okay. Like you don't need to worry. You need to take action sometimes, but you don't necessarily need to worry. And I think that goes hand in hand with those people in your life. You know, you don't need to put so much energy and so much worry, you know, into that. You can take that and put it into the positive. You can manifest what you want in the universe, put it out there, and if it's reasonable, the universe will give it back to you.
and
Or
and
give it to you.
and
Give it to the
and
universe.
and kind of sort of on the topic, but also kind of sort of not. So if you're a good person and you put out positive vibes in the world and you do things, good things are going to come back. If you're a
Right. Bad
person
things are
that
still gonna
just
happen though, right? But and
right,
that's just the
but
way life is, right?
bad
But
things
you can still,
happen.
yeah.
But when you're a person who doesn't do anything good for people, is what I'm saying,
Right.
more bad things are going to happen to you. The more
Correct.
negativity you put out into the world, the more negativity you're going to bring in. One of the examples, and I say it joking, but not joking, like if you sit in a restaurant in where I live, because I know that some areas it's a little bit different, but if you come and sit in a restaurant in Ohio and you don't tip, I just hope you get a flat tire. Like that's my wish for everybody that doesn't tip me. You get a flat tire. That $5 or $10 tip would have been way less than that tire. But if you do something wrong is going to happen to you. And it's kind of like what I try to explain to my kids. If you're a good person and you do right, good things are going to happen. But you
Right,
get,
right,
for the most part, what you put out. But we're human. Bad things are going to happen to everybody, no matter how much good you do, right? But
right,
if all
right.
you do is bad, you're not going to get anything good,
Yeah. Right,
you
right. You
know?
just have to go down that river, you know, like you're still going to flow down it. Things are still going to happen. There's going to be things that come up. You just navigate it to the best of your ability, whilst reaching out to the people around you because we're all headed down that river.
Yeah. I think that that's something I've learned as I got older, you know, and that kind of, it's, yeah, I don't know. I didn't always look at things, you know?
Right, right. So we can give some like to the people that still care, you know, like one day you won't care and you don't have to care, you know, like you surround your people that like what do they say? They protect your flame, right? So you have this candle that's burning and the people that are gonna protect it, the people that are gonna, you know, help keep that going, those are the people that you want to keep
I'm
in your
not
life
going
and
to,
don't even worry about the
I just wish
you
a flat
flatten the tire, right? Yeah, I served for like 8 years, dude. I hear you. I had a table of teenagers, and I was like, they didn't tip, so I went up and I was like, yo, you guys, if you don't tip, I actually I explained to them. I was like, I have to tip
I
out.
pay for
So if
you to
none of
sit
you,
here.
yeah, I pay for you to eat, and they actually left some money after that, and I was like, oh wow. So a lot of people don't like understand. I think, and
I don't say anything to people because
the
I'm
one
pretty
time I
shy.
did, one time,
Right? Well,
yeah, it was like the
I'll
waiting. Like
go
you need this change more than I do.
if I've done that and lost my job, but I didn't care. I did. They left me 2 cents and I dropped it on the table. He goes, "Oh no, that's for you." I said, "You clearly need it more than I do," and I dropped it in
From
front of
like
him.
from waiting, yeah. My friend did that.
Y'all, I was over that place
Epic.
anyways. But when he done had a
Yeah.
$199.98 bill and left me 2 freaking cents, I was like, "No, mother trucker, no." Now, had you
Oh,
left me nothing, I'd have walked away and probably still had that job.
wow.
But you left me
Right?
two.
But that's
Here's what I got to say about your 2 cents.
keep it.
But yeah, though, so certain states, guys, here, yeah, quick lesson learned off the sidetrack. I'm a server. I put in about 35 hours a week in the restaurant. My paychecks for 70 hours, if I'm lucky, aren't in the negative. Maybe $20, $30.
Yeah, man. And I made mistakes too,
I,
and people don't tell you. I like forgot to add one bill to the other bill, and they didn't say anything. Bunch of free drinks. I made no money that night because I paid for all of their drinks because I didn't realize.
See, at least if I screw up and put food on the ticket or something, they'll at least let me pay for the discount with it or whatever. You know, they at least do that for me.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah.
But
Right. I've been
I
home with
think
the kids the past couple years, so
the
man, they're the worst critics though.
it was just a dessert though, and
What's that?
they said they'd take it off, but I was like, just let me pay for half, otherwise Carmen's gonna hate me. So he's like, whatever, fine.
Right.
But
Bluetooth is ready to connect. Bluetooth connected.
Ask me that after, Lugs. So if you guys are just tuning in, I'm Sillylilly. This is Lux, and we're kind of talking about like that age where you realize you just don't care so much anymore, right? Like, I don't care what you think of me. I judge myself hard enough. I don't need your opinions too. Like,
Oh, that's it, right? No, exactly. Exactly. Especially being like a mom. Like, I don't know if it's like you guys judge yourselves just as much when you're not like parenting, but sheesh. Oh.
well, but okay. Or the customer can get the food to go if they can't afford to tip. That's my thing.
Yeah, that's a whole
If you
other
can't
show,
afford to
I
tip-
think, the tipping and the
Yeah.
I'll come back for that one. Let's
I'm
go.
gonna be honest, though. I'm really good at my job, and I make really good money doing what I do. I make enough as a single mom to pay all my bills, and then some in 35 hours a week. I'm damn good at what I do, and that's part of hitting 40 and stopping to care what other people think. Because I go to work. I don't go to work to make friends. And in the restaurant business, when you go to work to make friends, that's how all that drama gets formed around you. So I go to work, I watch all the drama, I laugh about the drama, and I go make my money because I'm never in the drama. So they don't affect my mood at work, right? So that was something else. Like if we can make friends, great. But honestly, you're all in your 20s. You're my kid's age, and you drive me nuts. I'm not trying to hang out with you at the bar after. Now, there's a couple other ladies that are my age, and I can foresee us hanging out on a Sunday afternoon, drinking mimosas, watching some drama on TV or something, right? Not caring about nothing in the world, finding some of those little blow-up hot tubs. Now, that I can see. But
Yeah,
we're
been there,
too
done that.
old
Got
and
the
tired
t-shirt.
to
Yeah.
hang out.
It's so true. It's so true. Yep.
Oh God. But no, I think that was probably dyeing my hair and cutting my bangs were two of the most freeing things I did. And it took me till after I was 40 to do that. Now, granted, I cut the bangs because I hit 40, started getting wrinkles, and it's cheaper than Botox, but that's irrelevant.
Yeah, I stopped biting my nails after 40, so I bit my nails my entire life. Oh yay! Look at us. 40. Hello.
That's just because I'm not doing construction right now. When I get back into construction, my fingers will be crap again. But I might go get them done just because they're actually pretty. Anyways, back on topic. I can't. All of us, all over the place.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna help things. So
I think that's what makes it so fun, though, right? Is that we can touch base, we can laugh, we can relate, and then kind of get back to it. You know, it keeps it
right.
It keeps you going rather than just. Because sometimes, and don't get me wrong, some topics you need more of that serious talk, and sometimes they're a little harder to follow if you're not there from the beginning. So when you've got the topics that you can, really get into, I like those too. What was it like for you when you realized you don't care anymore?
I think it was a slow transition. I think just one day I was like, oh, I don't care about that, and I don't need these people in my life, and I could care less if that person is still my friend, and I'm not going to expend the energy here. And I think as I realized, I was like, hey, I'm 40, and now I don't care. Oh. So I think like this year, like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy says the meaning of life is 42, and I think we're there, Lily. I think we're there right now, and we get it. And it's only up from here.
No, seriously, because like I'm trying to remember the one video I seen, and it was something like the older you get, you let's say you put they use the F word, right? Let's say you put all your F's in a bucket, okay?
Right.
And when you get older, obviously, it gets harder to carry around all these, and as you're going about, you have to put more F's into the bucket and more and more and more. Well, the older you get, the smaller bucket you have to carry because you can't keep carrying this big old bucket. And, because it hurts our back because we're old. We're getting there anyways. So as you get older, your bucket just gets smaller, and what's important becomes less, and the material things become less important, and the time with the family and the that stuff becomes more important. So now all of a sudden, maybe you had all these hobbies and you used to go out and you had all these things when you were in your late 20s that were so important, but now you're a parent. Now you've got a couple kids, and now you're hanging out in the garage with the kids. You're teaching the kids. Maybe you like to work on cars. Maybe now your goal isn't drinking with beer with the buddies in the garage on a Saturday night. Now you're out there Saturday morning teaching your kids, right? So your perspective and the way you do things, it changes. And you can't be up there Saturday morning teaching your kid if you're up till 3 a.m. with your buddies in the garage. What's more important? What is more important to you? So it just, and then when you get older too, your friends, they get it. They start to realize, oh God, she had a kid. We'll see her next year. We'll see her at this event. Like, we just, once you have kids, you just know everybody's going to get busy. And when your friends start having kids, like, I'll see you when I see you because we're busy.
Yeah.
When I run into you at Walmart and I look a hot mess, you look a hot mess, we hug each other, we talk for a minute, and then I don't see you again for 6 months, right? But like, that's adult life.
Yeah.
It's adult life. So
exactly.
I don't want to be an adult. Who wants to adopt me? I don't want to adult anymore.
Yeah, I need an adultier adult, right? But I don't want to go back to being a kid because I feel like that was so much worry about what other people thought and like what's gonna happen and like no control over my.
I don't want to go back to being a kid. I just want you to adopt me now so I can just do it.
Okay, someone adopt us. Me and Lily, we come in a pair.
We'll clean and cook and do all the things.
Oh, can I do the outdoor stuff? Like, can I mow the lawn? Can I do that? Lily will clean. I'll be out. Yeah, okay.
You know, and I'll do all the gardening.
Okay, let's go. That's what's up. We got a plan.
All right, so look, well, you know what? And if none of the guys want us, we're just gonna get a community of women, and we're gonna make it tiny houses, and then we can hire guys to be our nannies for the kids, and we'll just throw them in some warehouse somewhere or something, and then we'll just be a bunch of single women.
I'm loving this. I think I read a book like that. It was like The Gate to Women's Country or something. It was Sherry Tepper.
Oh my God. All right. Back on track.
Okay.
I think that if you could go back, let me ask this question. This is one of the good topics to ask this question. If you could go back and knowing what you know now, what is one thing you would tell your younger self, your teenage self?
I think just everything's gonna be okay. You know, like you're gonna make it through everything that seems like you're not gonna make it through it. And it might seem hard now, you know, but there is a light on the other side. So just know that that's there, because I think things can be so dark sometimes and so daunting, and it just feels like it's never going to end, that, you know, and just knowing that, you know, that it will. And oh my God, that's a message to myself right now. You know, like my future self coming out to tell me that it's going to be okay. Whoa.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I think that I would tell myself that everything's going to be okay. And then I'd remind myself to get used to change, because it's the only thing we're promised in life.
Right.
Those are the two things that I would tell myself.
Right? Like that river keeps flowing and all you can do is just put your paddle in if you need, or bring up your paddle if you can't, or, you know, you just gotta maybe bring someone onto the boat so that you can go through it together or whatever. And eventually that seeds are going to change. You're going to come into an open water, or you're going to come to a different stream or something. And hugs for you, by the way. Hugs.
Oh, growing up is hard. Teenage years were hard. But guys, it does get better. Some things get easier, but more so, I think the older we get, we kind of you know, like when like a toddler or an elementary age kid breaks a bone and they just adapt. I think that's emotionally what I'm able to do as an adult. I just adapt, right? Like I don't stress anymore. I don't get my temper all upset. I don't. Well, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you really push the buttons. I can get going. I've learned
they know how
to woo-saw through more things. Like. I mean, getting that angry doesn't help me. It doesn't make me better. It just makes me feel bad. Makes me feel worse. Like it feels guilt. The guilt, right? So I think that the older we get, the more patient we get, the less F's we have for sure. Because my F it bucket's small.
Yeah.
I mean,
mine sure is too.
it's tiny. I just it's not worth it. All those headaches, all those stresses I had as a kid, man, and growing up so angry. And it's exhausting. It's tiring. To be angry all the time was so
right. And I think you have to reteach yourself how to deal with that, because no one's like, here's how to regulate your emotions when we were younger, right? And I think that's a newer thing, like this mindfulness and stuff. So we have to, as we're teaching our kids, is teach ourselves. Right.
Sit down, shut up. That was my pep talk and my lesson. Sit down, shut up.
Children are seen and not heard. Like they literally didn't want to hear what we said. You don't feel, you don't talk, you exist. Just stand there and we're gonna dress you like this. Yeah.
This younger generation don't get it. How lucky that we are nicer than our parents, because y'all wouldn't know what to do if you had to live a life we lived in the 80s and 90s.
Right. Yep.
Someone calls
wooden spoons weren't just for baking,
I had some welts, man. My dad, then the slotted ones was the worst.
Oh, and you broke a couple, I'm sure. We broke a couple.
If you couldn't get the wooden, he'd find the plastic with the long slits.
Ooh, yikes. Right, and here we're like, it's okay to feel angry and sad.
And like, oh, you poor no, actually I'm not like that. I'm probably more mean, but not physically. Like,
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm not gonna let you sit here and boohoo in your BS. Like life is hard, and I'm gonna prepare you for the future, because this is gross. Your behavior is gross, and as an adult, it's not accepted. So no, if you want me to treat you as an adult, you will act like an adult. But as long as this keeps happening, no, and sometimes she corrects it, but usually not. And then eventually she outgrows whatever.
Right.
But teenagers are definitely tough.
Yeah, help me. I have a 5-year-old and 11 and 14, and I'll take the 5-year-old over the 11-year-old girl.
Heck yeah. They still like you. Once they hit like 12, they have this like "fuck you, mom" button, like where it doesn't matter how nice we are, how cool we are, what we do, everything we do ruins their life, and we're just the worst people on earth. But also, moms, remember, they're that awful to us because they know that no matter what they do, we're still gonna love them. So all their anger from school and their friends picking on them is coming out on us, because they know that they can do it. So sometimes instead of us reacting, we have to figure out where it's coming from. And that was something else that took me from my 40s to realize.
Right, because we're their home. They want to come and let that out. They've been holding it in all day. So if they can be, themselves with you and let that go with you, then right. And we have to figure it's not our fault. It's not us that they're coming at. They're just trying to release it somewhere. Where that.
But sometimes it's hard to, because she come at me because
it's so hard. Right. I mean, so nice. Like, yeah.
Like, if you weren't my daughter, or what did you say to me? Because if you were another grown adult, you'd be missing 2 front teeth. That's my favorite line to her. If you was another grown adult, you'd have no teeth right now. Go to your room.
Right.
That's probably my favorite line. Let an adult talk to me the way my teen daughter talks to me, man. They're not gonna be talking for a couple.
Right. Or if we had talked like that to our parents when we were that age, like,
oh man, we would have been knocked. We would have missed our teeth. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what happened to us.
Yeah. See this scar right here? Just kidding.
I actually, so not that my dad did it to be ruthless or mean, but you know how when you're little and you wrap your legs around and you pull the kid up?
Yeah.
And you see that?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's from his two front teeth. It went through my forehead.
Real? I swear every 80s kid has like a scar like somewhere. Mine's here from like I fell out of my high chair onto like something behind the high chair. I don't Yeah.
Right here, so my
This is-
cat got me with his back claw, jumped from the top bunk to the bottom
Oh my
bunk and
God.
got me with his back claw and ripped my forehead open.
See, we're the reason there's helmets now, guys. Like, remember when there weren't helmets?
I just should have been wrapped in bubble wrap. My mom had children's services called on her because I was
Really?
beat up. They thought that she was beating me.
You were just
They spent
clumsy.
20 minutes with me and realized, nope, it's all me. I've always been clumsy,
Really?
and I'm a
Oh
very,
my
I had no
goodness.
fear, so I was bruised, and I still to this day low iron, so I bruise easily, right?
Oh wow.
And
Oh my goodness.
the lady that babysat me really thought that my mom beat me until she spent the day with me.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
like, oh my God. She goes, I thought she turned it around after and thought, okay, well, I maybe shouldn't have called or whatever right away because now I see how she
Right.
is. And she's like, now I'm afraid I'm gonna get charges because my mom's picking me up. I always right. So it worked it out. Nothing ever come to her.
Yeah. Oh
But
my
like
goodness. Oh,
that's
that's good.
yeah.
Right. Right. You know, that's scary, but also it's nice that people are looking out for each other. I think there's a fine line there between like, oh no, like mind your own business and why are you calling for no reason, between we have to keep an eye out for other people's kids as well, you know? So.
Well, I mean, honestly, like my mom said, if I had seen you and you weren't my kid, I probably would have thought the same thing.
Yeah. She did, eh? Okay.
I
My
did
goodness.
gymnastics. Like I did gymnastics, right? So like I'm tumbling,
Oh,
I'm on
okay.
the mat, I'm on the thing.
Yeah.
So I just, you know, I'm always
Right.
cartwheels, somersaults, whatever I could do.
Yeah. And we didn't have those at-home gymnasts that they have now, right? We just practiced our cartwheels on the lawn, right?
You're lucky,
Right?
the lawn. I usually, you know, on the carpet, hoping that the cushion, if I fell, was actually under my foot because they didn't have that fluffy foam. It was like hard floor carpet back then, you know. If it was even
There was some
carpet,
couch, yeah.
it was kind of the flat stuff, right? Like there was, so it was
Right.
just mine.
Yeah, shag was gone, right? So it was really flat. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, there was no shag. Thank God, Grandma. Nobody in my family. That shag car. Can you imagine?
How do you vacuum it?
Can you imagine it?
Oh.
Oh my, all right. So it is 11:04, Lux.
All right.
I know that you've got a lot of things going on. So yes, I was gonna say, is there anything else you want to add to, ladies and gentlemen, there does come an age where you finally realize that doing all the things that you want to do is really okay and you no longer care what other people
Yeah.
think. Like you will hit that point. So just start now. It makes it way easier.
Yeah,
Just
I
start now.
agree.
I don't care. In fact, ask yourself, do I even like them? Because you probably won't.
Right.
It's like going out on dates. You're like, oh my God, he's so hot. Yes, I'll go out. And then you go out to eat and you start talking to him and you're like, ew. Should have just taken him home in the
Right.
first place. Just now I get to know a guy, right? Now that, oh my God, did you see in the comics? She's like, I'm doing something new. She's like, I'm getting to know them before I take them home. Ladies don't do that.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
You know how long it's been since I've got it was a comic strip, Lugs.
Oh, that's great.
It was a comic. This lady, her comic, her little comedy thing was, you know, she goes, now that I'm getting older, she's like, I actually am doing something different. She's like, I take the time to get to know the man before I take him home. And she's like, but as far as that goes, ladies, don't do that. She's, you know how long it's been now?
Right?
In other words, she's realizing how many people doesn't like, you know,
Yeah. I saw a meme and it was like, if you like a guy, just get to know him and then that'll change.
Yeah, yeah. Or vice versa, guys to ladies, okay?
Or vice versa. Yes, exactly.
We're
Yeah,
not
thank you
hating, we get
for
it.
saying
Some
that.
women
Yeah.
are just as crazy as
Yeah.
you guys, right? Like they're
Yeah,
evil
I
on both
agree.
sides. Both sides are evil. I've dated both sides. I know.
Oh, really? Okay. That's a show for another day.
Yeah. I mean, the ladies
Sure,
are
Lugs.
far more so like cuddly and affectionate, but like I'm kind of also tired of being the man all the time, right? So like that's where
Yeah,
I'm
I hear you. Especially
because
as like a single mom, like it's hard to get into our female energy or whatever, right? Because we're like doing everything.
I
So,
keep saying that I'll know I found my person when I can be the woman I'm meant to be.
yeah, right?
Not the mom, not the mechanic, not the carpenter, not the server, not the when I can finally be the woman I'm meant to be. That means having the money to do my nails and get myself prettied up and you taking me to nice places so I feel, you know what I mean? Special like
Yeah. That sounds good.
like you go hunt and kill and do all the stuff, for the meats and
Yeah.
I'll do the gardening. We can have a little homestead, right? Like that's what I want. I want to be in the middle of nowhere with my person and my animals and my farm.
Right. Oh, that sounds lovely.
My kids can come visit. That's fine. You got. Other than that, just leave me alone.
Right?
No. God, thank you, Lux and King Goober, if you're still here, very
Yes.
much.
Thank you so
So
much for having me. I'm just going to play a tiny violin for all of the things that I did care about. No, 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 no.
Lux, yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Lux has down there. Lux, tell these guys a little bit about your streaming and whatnot. When do you
Okay,
stream?
that sounds great. Sure, so you can find me just about every morning. So Wednesday to Friday, you can find me for Wake Up with Lux about 11ish to 1 Eastern. And if you miss me there, you can certainly find me every Saturday night for my featured show, Tic Tac Trivia. And an hour after that, we come on back for Audience Edition, Tic Tac Trivia, Little Lux After Dark. And I do have an auction coming up. I'm going to be in Salmonella's first auction. It's the Enchant Me auction. Yeah, June 28th. And I am at 9:47 p.m. So
Is that Saturday?
you know what? I didn't check what day it was. I hope so. The 28th.
I work till usually like midnight on the weekends. I will try to make
Oh,
it. Send me reminders. Keep on me, and I'll try. But I am usually still working. I don't get home till like 12:30 usually on Fridays and Saturdays.
all right. Thank you, Lugs. Lugs, way to
June
go.
28th. Yeah.
Lugs knows what's going on. Yeah, June. That's awesome. Well, thanks so much for having me. It was fantastic being here. I love you. Here's virtual hugs for you. Mwah. I hope you have a super day.
Thank you. If
Bye.
you guys
Bye,
are
everyone.
just tuning in, you just missed lessons learned. We had King Goober who was talking about accountability and taking responsibility, and Lux coming in strong with when you finally hit the age where you don't care what other people think, and how much easier life is when you just do the things that make you happy. Because when you do when you are living your true vibe and you're doing the things that make you happy and you're surrounding yourself with the people that make you happy, that's like your vibe tribe, right? Like, but if you're pretending, one of the examples I use is you're not going to go to chess club to learn to play football. You're not going to go to football to learn to play chess, right? If you enjoy chess, you're going to go play chess. So don't pretend, be you, do the things you like, and you'll find your vibe tribe. That's all. It's 11:11.